Hi, I'm here with Bill Kunkel, a family friend. So, Bill, where and when were you born?
I was born January 25th, 1948. Harry Truman was president. My parents lived in Clarion, but I was born in the hospital, the closest hospital, which was in Brookville, which was about 15 miles east of Clarion.
What was life like growing up?
It was a riot because it was the baby boom, and there were something like 40 million children born after World War II, and there were, when I grew up, 3 houses away, there were 4 kids in this house. There were 3 kids in the house in the corner. There were 2 kids in the house next to us, kids across the street. There were virtually kids everywhere, wherever you went, the parks or the movie theaters. Always someone you knew, always someone to play with.
Did you have a lot of childhood friends?
Yes, quite a few.
What were they like?
I think we were all economically in the same boat, and it wasn't a rough time to grow up. It was pleasant. There were lots of things you could do. You had to walk to get there, but that was fine. That was part of doing what we did.
So what did you mainly do for fun?
We might go bowling, and the bowling alley was about 1.5 miles away, so part of the whole evening was just walking to the bowling alley and then spending an hour or 2 and then walking back, or walking to the movie theaters on a Saturday afternoon and walking back, or walking to a dance at the high school, which was 0.5 mile south of here. Lots of things to do, but it always involved the journey to get there with usually 3 or 4 or more people.
What was one of your favorite childhood memories?
There was a pond across town that would freeze over in the winter, and you can go ice skating. And we didn't know it at the time, but there was a funeral home director who had a Jeep with a plow mounted on the front, and he would plow it from one end to the other and one side to the other. Therefore, it was always clear of ice, miraculously, and always a chance to go over there anytime and skate evenings, or in the evenings the bigger kids would have bonfires. It was a lot of fun. Or sled riding in that same general area.
Were there any places to hang out during your free time?
Yes, about 4 blocks north of here was a dairy store on a corner of 2 busy streets, and they had a lunch counter, they had booze, they had a jukebox, and you didn't need much more than that to have fun when you find a few people to hang out there. And you could plan your evening, and that was the meeting place, after school or on weekends.
If you had a chance to drink from the fountain of youth, would you?
I certainly would.
Why is that?
Well, I had brown eyes when I was little, and I have green eyes now, and I'd like to figure out when they changed. And I had real curly hair, and now it's very straight, and I don't know why that happened. And I'd like to monitor these events a little closer.
Is there anything else you would change?
I think it'd be nice to live in a place that was a little warmer and more going on economically, but I suppose it's far too late for that. But for my kids, it might have been an advantage.
If you could go back in time, would you change anything?
I probably would have tried to be more ambitious.
What do you miss the most from your childhood?
What was nice was to be unrestricted once you got out of doors. You were more or less on your own. You could go where you wanted. There didn't seem to be any supervision by adults, either at the park or at the movie theater, but it worked out well, and there were very few, if any, dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm.
No one was ever seriously injured, and we had a lot of fun. One day you could be down playing in the creek, and next day you could be 8 blocks west of here playing in the woods. You could be at the swimming pool one day, you could be at the movies in the afternoon, you could be at a football game, tennis court. unsupervised and having fun.
Sounds so much different from now.
It does seem to be very different than now. You have to worry. There were far fewer cars on the road, so riding your bike down the street to go to the park on the other side of town was not a concern.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome. Enjoy. Bye.
Did you hear bees snoring in the background?
What do I do now? Did I end it?